Alright, so welcome to my website. It's called Mathematics to the Max. This website is based around the lesson on the complex number system. So here we have a few images for it to rotate through. It just kind of shows us what complex numbers are. And then if we continue to scroll down, there's a little bit about me. And then along with my video that we did our intro for the class. Talks a little bit here about the complex number system, tells you the pure definition and what we can do using complex numbers, and then it also includes our standards for it. So I have some pictures here with all of our Common Core standards, and then if you, or in this case my students, need to get in touch with me, they are able to do so through this little contact form here at the bottom. So this is the home page. Moving on to the What is Mathematics page, I included an image here of the definition of mathematics, and then wrote my own explanation about what it is, where it came from, and what it's divided into. So here we say pure mathematics is divided into algebra, calculus, geometry, combinatorics, logic, and number theory, while applied math is split into dynamical systems, differential equations, mathematical physics, computation, information theory, and signal processing. Going on, here's some images that help see the breakup of mathematics and kind of make you think about math that's hard. We have some little funny pictures here to draw on students' attention, and now we can move on to our useful links page. These useful links I chose to included Novio and VoiceThread, which are both really strong video and uploading imaged websites that you can use to help do homework, answer questions, or work together without actually physically being there in person. I also included some Khan Academy, Infotopia, WebQuest, RefSeek, and Virtual Learning Resource Center. So these are also tools for students to watch other lectures along with mine and seek new terms and definitions. Fun practice tools we see where you can do games and studies are EdShelf, Symbolab, and SweetSearch. And then I included a couple of the main logos for these websites here. Moving on to digital interactives. My main top ones that I like to use are Quizlet, SkillsWise, GeoGebra, and Gizmos. So if you click these links, it actually takes you to the website of the lessons on complex number systems. So for example, on Quizlet, we have all of these terms in this set. It shows us what each one is and what terms that they would need to know for class, and you can even test yourself. So it's a good way to practice, get to know your terms. Even though it's a math class, you're going to need to know these. As for GeoGebra or Gizmos, Gizmos will take you to a tutorial on practicing graphing points in the complex plane. There are a couple other tools I put on my website for students to use in this case. As for internet use, students are able to learn about how they can improve their internet safety and how they can use it correctly. So no cyberbullying, anything along those lines. The internet should be used for positivity as a tool to improve their learning rather than to harm it. I left some links here for Edmodo, Socrative, and TED-Ed. All of these videos kind of talk about internet safety and why it's important to use and encourage cyber safety. So if you click on these links, you are able to connect with pages here on why internet safety is good and how the internet helps you learn together and is good for everybody. Moving on to my Weber size. I have included a brief introduction along with the file itself for our Weber-Size 1, and then some images so students can actually just look at the questions without fully downloading the document. These questions kind of go along with our lesson plan and what we learned in the lecture in our lecture tab, which we will go over briefly in just a minute here. We have questions that include graphing. We have images helping us see where complex numbers lie in our different number systems. We are able to use our Gizmos video that I uploaded in Digital Interactives and Internet Use, and all of these are to encourage students to visit these different tools to begin learning about these systems and how these tools can actually help us in class. So we also included like Quizlet so that you can visit and use these terms and learn what these actual numbers mean. Moving on to the graphic organizer page, you get to see a plain Venn diagram. So I included an image of the Venn diagram answers so students are able to go over and review at the very end, and their scoring guide rubric. So how I want students to do it, how many points they would get depending on how they did it, and then we can see here how I would like them to answer it. Of course, their work should be on a separate page. As for this, you can access the plain file, so you can attempt this yourself. And moving on to our assessments page, we are able to see formative assessment. So if you click on it, it'll take you to our Quizlet page for complex numbers, in which students are supposed to take a test here and then upload their results. They can try it as many times as they want. Once they obtain 100%, they can upload a screenshot of their results here, and I would grade that based on completion. As for the summative assessment, I would want students to go on and watch my Novio number system presentation. This would be best as a project for students to work on as a group. Let's see here, if we open up this file, you are able to complete these here. This has our instructions on what they are supposed to do for this topic. And then the same thing, they would submit it down here with their group number for the first name. Moving on to our choice board. This is another new assignment that I would finish every class with for every unit. It would kind of be a good recap and a good way to turn in their homework assignments like right before a test. The following 6 assignments would make up all of their homework for that unit. Then they would more than likely have a project for that unit as well. Some of these assignments are included in what we've previously covered. So for example, doing the Quizlet set, making a flashcard set and using them, turning in their cards so I know that they've used them, going and doing the Weber-Size, going to their Digital Interactives page and watching certain lectures, writing notes on it so I know they actually watched it, along with doing the graphic organizer Venn diagram. And I asked that they create their own assignment between 10 and 25 questions with an answer key so that they can think of the questions in a different way. Next we have the lecture here, so I have the link to my lecture here. If you click that, it will go on to be my entire screencast of a Prezi that I had made on complex numbers, so students are able to access that whenever they want to review the lecture. It also has a voiceover, so it's almost as if they're still in class watching it. As for our guided notes, if students use these notes, which I included images of as well as the file, they can access stronger notes and know that we will be covering these on the test for sure. So it's sort of a study guide as well as guided notes. And that is pretty much it on my website here. Showcase will be uploading this video to help students understand what is on this website and how they can use it to help them. Perfect, thank you.